And I want to thank Senator Mary White for bringing up the issue with the Minister that I wanted to bring up myself in relation to the MB&A jobs, and must make sure that Senator White isn't peeping at my notes in future, but thanks for bringing it up anyway. Minister, I won't labour the point on the MB&A jobs because you've answered it in as much as you can, but I would urge you to leave no stone unturned when it comes to securing those jobs in some shape or form, because for a region such as that particular region surrounding Carrick and Shannon, it would be a devastating blow. And I don't know would it recover from it if something wasn't done. But I do want to know, Minister, what kind of money by way of enhancements do the IDA have at their disposal to encourage companies such as these multinationals to come to this country and set up business? And I have a question like, what encourages people, or companies, some of them that are profitable, that come here, stay for 5 or 6 years and then outsource to countries like India, etc., Pakistan? And I know our corporation tax is attractive, but what else? What's bringing them here and then going away, that makes them go away again? And I just want to say, Senator White did mention, which is quite true, that the cost to the Carrick and Shannon would be to the tune of 28 million if MB&A were to close. But the other cost to the taxpayer, if 730 or 40 jobs were lost, is 16 million per year, Minister. Now, I don't know how much the IDA have at their disposal, or Enterprise Ireland, when they're encouraging companies to come, but just bear in mind, if they don't throw enough at it to get companies there, it's going to cost the taxpayer 16 million. And I would be saying, even if we had to tap into half of that to use it as enhancements to get these companies to come to the region, I think we should consider it. And I remember, Minister, a number of years ago in my own town of Ballahadreen, we lost 240 direct jobs with the closure of Dawn Meats. And then, of course, all the ancillary employment that was lost as a result of it. And I recall being in talks with the IDA about replacement industry for the town. And really, their answer was that a town like Ballahadreen doesn't have the infrastructure that these big companies want to set up in locations west of Ireland. But the one thing I would say, Minister, Carrick and Shannon definitely has all the infrastructure that any company would need. Most certainly has. You know, and I was told in the past that these companies, their chief executive officers, they to some degree are interested in what's outward for themselves, and what has towns like Carrick and Shannon got to offer them, their families, their children, etc. Well, Carrick and Shannon has it all, and we have the infrastructure from A to Z that's required, so there should be no reason why a company shouldn't consider the nicest town in the west of Ireland for locating in. Just on another note, Minister, you mentioned the modern economy. Well, one thing I've always said, that as Irish people, our unique selling point is our friendliness and our ability to communicate. But I don't believe that there's any courses that you can do in this country on communications, interpersonal skills that relate to the setting up of businesses and industry in this country. I know you'll respond. But sorry, Deputy O'Tad. Okay, I'll repeat that. You know, the Minister mentioned the modern economy, and our unique selling point in Ireland is our friendliness and our ability to communicate. But you can't do courses really on communications, interpersonal skills, as they relate to the setting up of business or enterprise or industry in this country. But if you go to Harvard University, they can do modules on courses such as happiness. You know, I mean, which is all lovely, but not really that relevant. Yes. And just a question, like, why are we not promoting tourism in China and India to a greater degree than we are doing? Because that's where the emerging markets are. And I think another thing is we need to reduce the red tape around Chinese and Indian business people and tourists entering this country. Now, the Minister opened the Small Firms Association conference yesterday, and my own brother was the keynote speaker after him. And at that meeting, an entrepreneur said that the hoops he had to go through to get his Indian business partner over here was both shocking and embarrassing. And he said no such issues arises while travelling to the UK. So I'm just saying, Minister, there are some of the things that we really, really need to look at. Thank you.
Thank you.